What's up, Exiles? It's Hedgie, and yeah, fist pump from the witch. We finally made the transition. We are officially EK, AA, MoM, EB, and ZO, Zealot's Oath. And I'll go ahead and explain all the mechanics that we have and the gear swaps that we've made and how I transitioned this character. So as you guys know, the entire time the plan was to go Eldritch Battery, Mind Over Matter, and Zealot's Oath. These are the three keystones that you need to pay attention to. The life regeneration applies to energy shield instead of life. And then spend energy shield before mana for skill costs. That includes the synergies between Mind Over Matter, which when hit, 30% of the damage taken from mana before life. So when I take damage, I lose energy shield and life. 30% of the damage will be subtracted from my energy shield. But I have other things to circumvent it. Like I can't be in a situation where I'm going in and I take a lot of damage and I can't cast anything. As you can see, I have reserved all my mana, and that's pretty much thanks to Hatred, Herald of Thunder, and Arctic Armor. I couldn't run Hatred earlier because I needed some amount of mana with my Elrion jewelry to be able to cast with Mana Leech. But after we spec'd into EB and got Zealot's Oath and we're using this particular chest, the Restless Ward, which I foresee being, you know, the go-to EB MoM chest. It's amazing because what it does for you is it gives you up to 20 life regen per second per energy charge. So since I have 4 endurance charges, I get almost 80 life regen, which gets converted to energy shield. So my static energy shield regen per second is 49.8, and that is because I have Sanctity, which gives me 1% life regen here, and then we have Heart of Oak, which gives me another 1%. In addition, I have a little bit of life regen on my gear, 6.4 on my boots, and 5.6 on my ring. But overall, it's pretty freaking amazing. Now I can sit there, spam throw traps, and not have to worry. I can cast whatever I want, and I can't spend it, you know, enough. In case I run into a very sticky situation where I'm taking a lot of heat and my energy shield is like at an all-time low, all I have to do is use Enduring Cry, which gives me 394 life regeneration per second for 0.75 seconds. Now I have it augmented with increased duration, so it's 1.3 seconds for the buff of 394 life regen, which gets converted to energy shield. And I'll show you, you know, just going through the docs as I'm building up charges, I'm getting life regen. And if I just simply cast it Enduring Cry, my 49 now becomes 128. And then when I hit Enduring Cry, boom, you see a surge of 534. So I can lose a lot of energy shield. Let me try to lose some right here. And let me try spamming this way and increase the cost. And then I hit Enduring Cry, and you see power up. It almost looks like energy shield cooldown recovery. So this means that we won't have to pick up other nodes like Nullification, which I had planned on doing to get the all-res energy shield cooldown, you know, the rate. But we're just going to stick with what we have and try to improve our gear. I'm using Face Breakers again for the crit multiplier, but I will be switching and testing between Malagaros and Voidbringer gloves. I do have them. I ended up buying the Malagaros for 4 exalts and then the Voidbringers for 2 exalts. So we're going to test these out. The energy shield gained on kill is going to be really nice. I did do a couple of fights in Jungle Valley boss. We did it successfully with Voidbringer. However, my energy shield got to be really low at times, and I think I only had one cast that I was unable to dish like right away. Overall, it's because of the increased mana cost of skills. So if we look right now, my Ethereal Knives on a 5-link cost 45 mana. Putting on the Voidbringers actually puts us to 81, so it's a substantial increase. I did not find any problems running trash because, you know, the energy shield gained on kill did help a lot. But I assume as we improve our gear and our energy shield and the regen goes up, it'll be a lot better. Malagaros seem to be really good too. However, I did get more DPS from face breakers because of the crit multi. 60 global crit multi is no joke. So I lose out on some crit chance and some dex and some evasion. It's a little bit more defensive on the Malagaros end, even though it's a very low roll. We do have a few evasion nodes over here, evasion and life. I look to expand that in the future, but ideally I want to use Ethereal step for the boots so I can get 30% movement speed, 16% spell dodge, and just go very, very tanky. But in order to do that, I need to be able to move these resists onto different pieces of gear, have them stronger so that I can run it. But let's take a look at the wand. The wand has spell damage, cast speed, crit chance, and crit multiplier. The mana does absolutely nothing because it's all reserved. Any amount of mana or mana regen is just completely wasted. I am not looking for those properties on any of my gear. It's just wasted. So the implicit on the Restless Ward is mana, which is wasted. And the mana on this wand is wasted. Ideally, I would have projectile speed, crit chance, and cast speed. And then for the prefixes, I would like spell damage, and then the hybrid spell mana, and an open prefix so that I could just maybe mastercraft 1% cold leech. That might be ideal, but something other than mana for a prefix, or maybe +1 to gems in this thing would be cool too. The helmet is just life and tri-res. I want to get this to be like a 250, 260 energy shield helmet with stronger resist. I am using a Wrath Pith. I did purchase this for about 12 chaos, and we put Culling Strike, Lightning Warp, and Summon Chaos Golem. So I wanted to avoid putting any kind of buffs that I have on the weapons, because in case I wanted to do a swap, I didn't want it to take away and take a long time to regen, because I have like no regen on the tree other than from the starting witch node and now cold-hearted calculation. Alright, so moving along, in the other links we have Volstorm Call, increased critical damage, Innervate, and lightning penetration on my Volstorm Call. I look to get Chill of Corruption very, very soon, so I can use Volstorm Call readily, like a lot. In the end game, I would run something along the lines where there's this gem that gives you Soul Eater for 10 seconds. However, it requires you to have 5 items corrupted. Now, I don't have any replacements, so I'm not feeling that liberal with volleying my gear at this moment. But that's something to think about and something to strive for later on, and will greatly increase the clear speed. So we'll tinker around with both of these gloves, and if you can't afford anything, face breaker is probably the cheapest thing. Get the bottom roll face breakers. It's a super budget way to get the gloves and get the critical strike, crit multi synergies that you need with this build to make it really nice. We are running Rumi's concoction that gives me block and spell block. It's over here, 25-14. I pop it, I get 47% chance to block with 38 spell block, thanks to the conversions of Wrath Pith Glove. I may change this out. I would like to have like a 350 ES shield with life, block chance, and spell crit as a suffix. But we'll just keep going. I did choose Doriani's Invitation because I wanted to get the physical damage leech as life. I do a substantial amount of physical damage and might as well get some leech out of it since I lost the life regen from the tree, sacrificing it to my energy shield now through Zealot's Oath. The necklace is okay, it's decent. It's got spell damage, all attributes, critical strike chance, life, and some resist. And then we have the two-stone ring on the right side, the Blood Whirl, which has energy shield, which I use. The rarity is okay, and then the really strong resist. And then I Elrion crafted life onto this. I'm not looking for anything with mana regen, and I'm not looking for anything with mana. I really want to push the limits of evasion, life, for prefixes with energy energy shield, and then suffixes. I would like cast speed and resist. So that's where this build is going. let me give you guys a little tour of how this looks in a map. So we'll go ahead and put this JV in, and I'll let you guys catch some of the gameplay. It's very, very fluid. I'm very happy with it. And whenever I run out of energy shield, just pay attention to the regen, the recharge. And in addition, I forgot to mention, one of the best things about the chest are the secondary effects. We have 100% increase endurance, frenzy, and power charge. Now when I pop Dodries, which is 18 out of 32 charges on use, I can get one of each charge for 20 seconds. So this doubles my duration, and it also gives me movement speed for a frenzy charge, per frenzy charge. So it's insane. I can use this once every, 19 seconds and facilitate all my charges. Is it worth the flask slot? In this case, with this chest, absolutely, in my opinion. And it helps keep me, from having to cast Enduring Cry all the time. I pretty much cast Enduring Cry whenever it gets kind of low, below 50%. And as you can see, I'm still in combat, still spending mana, and it's regenning like crazy. So the energy shield is providing me like a shield barrier, which I think mind over matter, and well, that was the full intent, is to give you some kind of cushion, and it's just working out phenomenally. My resource, I can sit here and spam like this, don't have to worry about mana leech. If I hit Enduring Cry, I can have more energy shield than I can, spend, and it's just crazy. And then we use a couple synergies with Fire Trap for single target. It does a lot of damage, and if you put it in a Void Bringer with the +1 elemental, it's just amazing. I'm really, really happy with this build. It's time that we push the stats to the limit. We start getting more orbs in the skill tree. It's really, really hard to craft something that's good for like a jewel socket. I haven't really found or been able to successfully craft anything because most of the spell jewels are prejudiced to fire, lightning, or cold. But I am going to use Chill of Corruption, that is for sure, so that I can use Volstorm Call all the time. And then super end game, I'll get one more. I have a couple of choices. I can get this one and this one. So I have access to 3 without having to travel more than 2 nodes. So that's very, very important. So power charge here, and frenzy charge here. Now, right now I'm trying to make it towards piercing shots because that's gonna greatly enhance my clear speed, being able to pierce 50% of the time, 55% of the time. There's also another jewel that I need that does 15% pierce and 10% projectile damage. It's a cruel quest reward from Act 2. So I'll get that, Chill of Corruption, and then the Soul Eater, and that will be the 3 jewels that I end up using. I probably won't end up using a rare one, and this would be a very, very rare case. But that's where I'm going. I'm going to wait till I have the full 6 points to spec into it before I grab it, and then I may go up for Blood Drinker. Maybe not. I'll probably get the charges because I am greedy right now. But 1, 2, and 3. Frenetic. I'll end up having to respec out of that one pretty soon. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Hopefully you guys understand the synergies. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to come on stream and ask me live, or send me a message or post it in the YouTube comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching.